big whopping 14-minute speech the other night or last week. He lays out this whole big plan. Well, let me tell you something. That plan was already underway under Bush. But this guy, Obama, and his administration marched in and talked about what a bunch of fucking idiots the Bush administration was for already starting this plan that he's laying out. But now all of a sudden, it's a great plan. This is what we do. So he comes in, and like always, not just Obama. I feel it's federal government, period. Like they always do. They come in, they ruin something or screw something up, and then they come in again with the big fix.
And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But if this president didn't do what he did, we wouldn't be in this position to begin with.
Absolutely.
Talk about ironic. I mean, here he is spewing all this stuff about how we're not going to get boots on the ground. We're going to pull everybody out. We got to stop the, being interferers. We got to stop this. We got to stop that. Meanwhile, he's got to now turn around and go back and fix the mistake that he made. By what? Eventually, he's going to have to put armed troops on the ground back in Iraq and Syria.
Well, yeah, right. And yeah.
So
I just lost my train of thought suddenly. But, we not to interrupt, Rick, but you go all the way back to 79 in those years when the rebels were fighting against the Soviet Union in Afghanistan and how we were supplying weapons to Osama bin Laden and his crew back in those days.
That's the way it goes. I mean,
let me be devil's advocate and actually just to be just downright freaking fair. Now, Ronald Reagan, he is my all-time favorite president of my lifetime. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But to be fair, it's our federal government as a whole that's out of control. Even when the great Ronald Reagan was there, our government was out of control under his lead because we had that whole Iran-Contra scandal. Mm-hmm. Right? That's a big deal. That's not, that's not a very...
Well, that was during Carter's administration, Carter's whole term of office. They took those people and they actually did, just to bust Carter's balls, they didn't release the captives until Reagan took presidency.
Yeah, but there's a lot of BS and a lot of stuff that shouldn't, and then Ollie North took the fall for it.
Yes, he did.
I love Ollie North.
Yes, but see, the point I'm trying to make is I can't stand Obama, but I can't put all the blame on him. It's our federal government as a whole, right? It's everybody in Congress. It's the president. This president is, I think, has gone around Congress more. I may be wrong, but I would think that he has gone around Congress more than any other president. So, I mean, that office is fully out of control at the moment. It's just,
but in affairs like these, he's the commander in chief. It falls squarely on his shoulders. Rick, I get what you're saying, and you're right about the government and them being, all bloated, and it's like a 300-pound guy trying to run a relay race. You can't do it because you're overstuffed. You just can't do it. It cannot be done. It doesn't work. But when it comes to making decisions like in foreign affairs and in wars and in stuff like this and in fighting, I mean that's solely squarely that sits on the president's shoulders, whoever that is. And at this point, it happens to be Barack Obama. He made a big mistake. His ideology didn't work. Simply, that's as simple as you can put it. His ideology was get out, leave them alone. They will do, and everything else will be fine as long as we mind our own business. Well, look what happened. Minding our own business and pulling everything out, pulling up stakes, pulling everything out. The void was there and it was filled quickly, and it was filled with evil. I have to blame him. That's my opinion.
Well, you know how many operations and how many things our government's been involved with that it's top secret and things we don't know about, and especially I'm talking about like the CIA over the course of our history and some of the operations and some of the things they've had their hands in across this world and how they've affected outcomes in sovereign countries over the course of history. You ever looked at a list of things that the FBI, the covert operations they've been involved with. It's incredible to read, man. It really is unbelievable, some of the stuff we've been involved with. And again, going back to what you were saying, Rick, about supporting the wrong horse in many races and many things that we've done that bite us in the ass later.
It's funny you bring all that up, because I've just recently I've come to the decision that I absolutely do not whatsoever believe an airplane went through the Pentagon on 9/11.
You don't believe it?
I do not believe it, not one bit. I am 150% certain that it did not. I don't believe it for 1 minute. There is nothing anybody can say to convince me. I've been by accident, I've done, and I'm not going to get all Alex Jones about this shit, and it's not something I'm going to, spend a whole show talking on or something, but by accident, I started looking into this over the last few days, and just some of the stuff I've seen and I've read, and no, there's no way. I do not believe for 1 minute a plane. I don't know what's going on or what the deal is or why or what have you. But I'm telling you what, a plane did not go through that Pentagon.
And yeah, I have to say, there's no pictures anybody can show us that I know of. We investigated that a couple of times, Jay. Ad nauseum. I remember trying to find.
It doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I've watched actual. There's footage out there that you cannot find anymore, and I've had the pleasure of watching the footage that was taken, pictures and the footage that was taken the moment all this started happening. And it's stuff that the media and the government has never, ever talked about, expressed, or even, explained ever. And, it's just, there's no, like that, the famous picture of the Pentagon where it's collapsed in, that collapsed in when the plane went through, right?
No, that collapsed afterwards.
Okay. So where's the tail? Where's the tail section of that plane?
Well, from what they say, the heat that was built up in that explosion when it hit the building disintegrated just about everything.
Do you know, according to their computer models, if that plane went in at the way they're saying it went in, that tail section would have been higher than the roof of that Pentagon. You would have seen the tail section. And not one piece of luggage, not one engine, and that you're right. That the roof collapsed about 20 minutes after the supposed plane went through. Mm-hmm. If you see the footage, the videos, and the pictures of the hole, number one, first off, the hole is plainly not very big, not big enough to throw a plane through, and secondly, the walls on each side of where it collapsed are still standing straight up. There are file cabinets, computers, desks, nothing moved. Everything is in perfect place. There's even a pedestal with a book on it that wasn't even singed.
Now, where did all this stuff come from?
Stuff I've been watching.
Oh, okay.
I'll talk to you. I'll give you some. I'll give you some links to stuff here a little bit.
Yeah, you do that because I'd love to see it. But my only thing is what is the credibility of the people putting this stuff on the internet? That's my question.
Well, but see, you got to. It's a good question, and I agree with you. But, it's there. And like I said, I'll have you, there's a few things I want you to watch. One thing in particular that I want you to watch, and then you can make your own decision. But there was also, do you ever see any of the interviews done that when this stuff happened? There was an interview done at the Pentagon, within moments after this happened. Not moments, maybe, within the half hour or whatever. It was as if everything happened. And the eyewitness said, I don't know what it was. It looked like a cruise missile with wings.
Looked like a cruise missile with wings.
That's what he said. He said it looked like a cruise missile with wings. That was his words.
That's interesting. If there's proof out there and it's legitimate, then, hey, I'm not going to, question people All I question is the integrity of the film itself or the video, because we all know video can be doctored and stories can be made up. So it's just
you're absolutely right.
That's all I have to say. Now, if it's all credible, I'm willing to. Hey, if that's true, then the story needs to come out.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm the most skeptical person out there. For what, 12, 13 years, I've been telling people, shut the fuck up with your conspiracies, and that's not something I get into. I'm not all Alex Jonesy and what's that, Ventura like. I don't get into that type of thing. But I started looking at this is stuff too, and what really pisses me off about the whole thing is this is all stuff that was right in plain sight. It was right in front of our eyes in plain sight, and it's very simple, common sense things. But we were also caught up with the emotion and the chaos of what was going on. Nobody noticed these simple little things or even ever thought to question them. And then later on, when everything kind of relaxes and people calm down and they have time to think about what the hell happened, then people start remembering, and then the stuff starts coming out. But by that point, it's easy to dismiss. Oh no, BS. That didn't happen. You were just you were panicked.
Well, that the human memory is not that reliant. You know that, right? In any aspect, I'm talking about the human memory is not. Some people have perfect memory, but most people, when they try to recall something, 9 times out of 10, it's not correct.
No, I agree with you, because especially in that type of situation, when they retell the story, it's going to be exaggerated because it was quite the event. But again, the main thing is when I saw the images and the videos from CNN reports and CNN footage, that was shown, and even Fox News, and this is all footage that was taken right as this was happening, that is never.
Did we lose Rick?
Really been out there big in the media again since, and now I'm here.
Oh no, yeah, well, you broke up. You just
I'm sorry.
A little bit. No, don't be sorry. It wasn't your fault, and if it was, I would have told you, and I would have kicked you off the air. Okay, so don't do it again.
But I can't talk about this because I really don't like. I don't get. I'm not all conspiracy theory like, but I'm telling you what, this stinks.
If we can have a discussion about it. I mean, for someone like you who's seen this stuff, again, I would like to have it verified by something or someone or some entity somewhere along the line that this hasn't been doctored and all of that. And to have the conversation, I don't mind having the conversation. I just don't like it when people say it's a definite thing. It happened this way. You can look at what's in front of your eyes, because I've already proved it to someone that we all know that those videos, it's all, a lot of it is interpretation. A lot of it is what you make of it. And we don't know where or when this video was taken. That's my question. Now, if it's real, then yeah, we need to have a real serious discussion, because what do these people that put this stuff out say actually happened? Do they have a theory, for lack of a better word? I say, Rick? All right, we seem to be having a bit of a problem with Skype, I see here. Either that or Rick just hung up on me, which I don't think he did, because I still see him. Are you there, Rick? Can you hear me? Ernie, can you hear me? There's Ernie, you there? Yeah, it seems that this call is in the black, as they say. All right. What we're going to do is we'll take this up again in a few minutes. Let me see what we can do about getting this call back, and we'll continue this discussion. If you got anything to say, please give me a call, 321-348-9665. That's 321-348. No, yeah, that's it. 321-348-9665. Here comes Hootie and the Blowfish. We'll be right back.
She sits alone by a lamppost, trying to find a thought that's escaped her mind. She says there's a